G'day everybody, welcome back to Downsy's Diary. We're up to week 4. I really appreciate everyone that's logging on and watching and obviously reading on a Saturday morning. I hope it's entertaining you and hopefully this week is as entertaining as the rest. We've got a few things that I feel we should discuss this week. Obviously Dylan Phillips' injury is a massive loss to us, so I'll speak a little bit about that. I've had a meeting with my surgeon this week, so I'll have a brief roundup of my injury. The gaffer's talked about the biggest 3 weeks in the club's history, so I'll go on about what we can do and what other people can do to help us. And then to wrap it up, we've got a bit of cricket and a bit of horse racing. So I've got everything on the agenda today, so a bit of a mixed bag, but hopefully it's entertaining. To start with, obviously, Dill Phillips got injured Eastleigh away, and it was devastating news for all of us in the camp and in the club. It's a lot of fans I know as well are really upset, and it's one of them things. Injuries come. Obviously, I'm a a walking example of that. This season, we've had our fair share. We've always seemed to manage to get over it, but it was. I was gutted for Dills. It's his first season in professional sort of football. Playing regularly week in week out. Instead of under 21s, it's first team football. So, he's had a fantastic season. He's been a massive highlight for us. A really big player. I've put down his character, his personality, everything about him has been better than what we could have ever expected from a 20-year-old goalkeeper. He plays like he's 26, 27. He's a man really behind us, and he's really been like I suppose a main player. To set us up in games. He's I think of highlights of his, you think Wrexham at home on the telly, we could have lost that 3 or 4-0, and we ended up winning 2-1, and a lot of that was down to him. Obviously, Morgs took the headlines with his amazing goal, but the build up to that, Dills knocks a 70 yards ball out of his hands right to his feet, and he made some great saves in the first half to keep us in it. So. That's just one of many highlights we could talk about. He's kept 17 clean sheets, which is a great return. We've got the best defensive record in the league, and I know it's not just down to him. I think me, Pars, and a few other people will take a little bit of credit for that as well. But he is one of the main reasons we've got the best defensive record in the league. He's a big character in the group, and he will be missed. He won't sink our ship, as the manager says. But, it's gutting for us, and he's gutted himself. But I'm sure the injury, I think it's a 6 to 8 week injury. It's not a massive injury. It's something he's young, he's fit, he's healthy. He'll come back from it, no problem, and he'll not have any long-term effects from it. So it's not a problem there. It's just it's come at a bit of a tough time for us really, with only sort of 9 games left. So. But we wish him all the best. And the manager's recruited well in John Flatt. He looked assured last week at Welling. So we're hoping that he can sort of fill the void, as they say, and kick on and help us continue on the rest of the season.
I don't know whether you saw the gaffer called Dylan the best goalkeeper he'd ever had, which is high praise.
That's
indeed.
Massive praise. I remember the managers. Keepers going back, we had Adriano Basso, I think, at Bristol City was a very good keeper, and there's loads I'm sure he's been with. So if the manager's saying he's the best he's ever worked with, then not much more I need to say. That is really high praise. I wish you'd say that about me. Can't see that happening though.
You never know.
Might be the biggest problem he's had, but no. That's great praise indeed, and it's totally deserved because Dills is fantastic, and if everything goes according to plan for us, it'd be nice to see him next season even, and get some more experience. I feel he's got potential to go a lot higher than League Two next year if we manage to get in it. But at that age, at 21, playing League Two week in week out is not a bad grounding, good start. You know, there's been a few goalkeepers come to this club at a young age and gone on and done well. We hope that we can keep Dylan another season maybe next year, which would be nice. But then we, really hope he goes right to the top because, if you can follow in one Jack Butland's footsteps, then great, because I think he's got potential to go that high. I had to mention it. It's devastating news for everyone, but I'm sure he'll be fine when he's back fit, and hopefully it's not the last we've seen of Dills. You never know; he could come back quicker, and we might see him sometime this season still. So, fingers crossed.
Excellent. And you? How's your recovery?
I had a meeting with the surgeon this morning. That's Thursday morning, even though this goes out later, and I'm doing really well. The surgeon was very happy with how my knee's progressing. At 6 weeks post-op is what I am now, and at 6 weeks the surgeon likes to have your leg fully straight, and if you're getting more than 90-degree flexion, which I've got with both. I've got my leg straight, I've got it 90 degrees, so yes, he's very happy. The muscles are firing really well around the knee. They're coming back, and so everything's going really well. Gav Crow is testing me. He's making me work hard for me wage, I suppose. But no, it's been great. He's been brilliant. Gav. He's been spot on with everything. He knows his stuff. He works you hard. And he's got me, feeling, ridiculously fit at the minute. Considering I can't really do anything. I feel really good. He's got me in the swimming pool swimming. I'm doing a lot of leg weights and stuff like that, trying to build the muscle up. He's got me rowing to keep fit, cycling, and we've been lucky enough to have a connection with Nuffield Health Hospital, and they've got an anti-gravity treadmill. So I've been on the Alter G. Actually today I've been on the Alter G running, which is quite weird, but it was at sort of 40% of my body weight. So it's like being on the moon a bit. It's quite weird, but that's an unbelievable piece of equipment, and it's helping my recovery speed along really well. So we're really grateful to them, and everything's going really well. So that's always nice to know, and it's always nice to get the okay from the surgeon to carry on and progress and move on to the next stage now. So going well.
Excellent.
And then obviously you've probably heard the managers talked about the next 3 weeks is potentially the biggest 3 weeks in the club's history. It is massive, and for the manager to say it's the biggest in 3 weeks, it just goes to show how important it is for all of us. It feels like ages since we've had a home game. It feels like we've been travelling on the road a lot. And even though it was a Tuesday night game the last time we had a home game, it feels a long time ago. So it'd be nice to get a home game on a Saturday, and I bet all the fans are chomping at the bits to come along. And in the midweek, the gaffer had a sort of bit of a rally call for everyone, and I'd just like to echo his comments and say, we've appreciated everything, this season. We like to think that we've given the fans something to sing about. In the last couple of weeks, maybe not so much. So, I think we've earned the praise that we've received, and the fans have been, like I say, spot on. And if we can make the place, rock and get songs going and everything like that, then it'll give us a massive spur on. We're in a pivotal point in the season now, and we can really push on and go for the throat, as they say, and take this league by the scruff of the neck and make it our own in the next couple of weeks. Then we can really send out a message to everyone else, and we might be able to put that final nail in the coffin of a few other people trying to chase us, and hopefully we can start that on Saturday at home to Woking, and it's like I say, a really big couple of weeks, and really looking forward to it.
How much of a difference does it make to a player? Tell us what it's like to have a crowd sort of really roaring behind you.
Like I say, we've been blessed this season because, I spoke in my previous diaries saying how there's been times when we've gone a goal down, and then the fans almost they're right behind. You can tell that you can sense right behind, and then they start cheering and singing, and that's a massive boost. You thinking, oh, you know what? Because it's kind of relieves a little bit of pressure, when you know everyone's right behind you and wanting you to do well, that pressure sort of is alleviated to a degree. We're always under a bit of pressure, but with the fans right behind you singing and chanting, and it sends out that message to us that we really want you to do well. And I understand everyone wants you to do well, but everyone gets frustrated at the same time. And I just, like I say, just want to say thank you for that. But let's go again. Let's all go again, because that's sort of the message we've had this week. Well done up to now, but it's not done yet. Let's have that final push, and let's all get back on it again and get going again. And having the fans right behind you, if you pass a ball out of play, or if you don't do something quite well, if they're still singing and cheering and wishing you to do well, you got that nerve and that bravery to go and get on the ball and start and keep doing it again. And I think a couple of young lads might need that encouragement. And like I say, we've had it all season, which has been tough for the fans because of previous seasons, and they were maybe coming into this season thinking it might be all the same, but fair play to them. They've responded to our performances so well, and got right behind us, and that's made the club really one unit. And for the next few games, we just need everyone to really be in it together and push on. And I'm sure if we can all do that, then we can really enjoy our summer and look forward to next season, and really be sitting with a big grin on our face come the end of the season.
Excellent.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate as well the team morale. We've had a couple maybe disappointing results. Probably the toughest one we've had in the season, really. But it's not stopped the lads. The morale and the banter and that around the training ground. I'm setting up. That's my job tonight. Actually, I'm going to set up. We've just got a dartboard installed in the training ground. We've always had a ping pong table and a pool table, but we decided to get a dartboard. Someone brought it in, and so my job tonight is to go home and write up a league. I think everyone keeps doing that. They're like, "Oh, Dan, do we need a league?" It's like, just because I'm not playing, they think I've got all this free time on my hands. So tonight I'm going to go home and write everyone down and get a league together. And we've had it for about a week now, and there's a few sort of leading contenders. I think we sort of go in pairs, and Stoz and Ace. I think they're not a bad couple there. I think Barch and Jordan Cranston, they fancy themselves a bit. I think me and Ryder are probably the best at the minute. We've got a little game we play cricket. Stoz has made it up, and you score and bowl. Anyways, it's like we have cricket. Anyways, me and Ryder, we've claimed the Australian team. So at the minute, I think the Aussies are just nicking it. But no, I think Stoz and Ace, they're probably our biggest challenges at the minute. So, but no, I'll go home and set up a league tonight. And but like I say, the morale in the groups really high still. At the end of the day, we're still top of the league, so we're still enjoying what we do. And ping pong was good today. I think the gaffer and Bill took on Pars and Pelly today in ping pong. And I've never seen Bill play ping pong so nervous. He was so nervous not to let the manager down. In the end, I think it was the gaffer that hit the losing shot. So Pelly and Pars were over the moon to beat the manager. So like I say, everyone's joining in, and the morale around the group's really good. And it's been like that all season. We've got some great characters in there. It's everything's going really well. So hopefully we can push that out onto the field and show everyone how good of a week we've had still.
Who's the pool shark and who's the ping pong shark in the group?
The pool table's sort of been put to one side, really. I think the queues are not really great at the minute, so it's ping pong really. I think Pars is up there, one of the best. Rowie's very good. Rob Dickey was good when he was here, but he's not been here for a while. I think the manager
Really?
is very. He doesn't play very often, but when he gets up there, there's not many. I think a lot of them are a bit nervous to beat him. But no, there's a few. I very rarely get on the ping pong table. I like the darts actually. I've taken to that.
Yeah.
But no, I think I think between Rowie, Pars, I think there. Dills was very good as well. Dills is good. So there's a few. Just another thing with Dills as well. That's what I forgot to mention. With him, in the house, there's 4 of the lads live together in the house, and Dill was the cook. So Munsey, Barch, and Bill, I think they've gone hungry all week. So if they're a little bit low on energy on Saturday, that's why. Because Dills has gone away, they're not getting fed properly. So I don't know who's cooking in the house, but I don't think I want to go around there for tea anytime soon because Dills is a good cook.
He's back there Friday for the pre-match.
Back there Friday. There you go. That's the good thing. You see, he's a team player, Dills. He's back there for pre-match to make sure the boys eat. You know, he's like the dad of them them 3 anyway. So, so that's another big loss from Dills. So,
have you got your darts nicknames yet? That's something you're going to have to have.
Yeah, well, I think we'll make that up this week. No one's really come out with any great names, but there'll be a few flying around like One Dart and things like that. But I'm sure there'll be a few. And in my next couple of columns, I'll update on the league and who's the best and who's the worst. But yeah, like I say, it's all entertaining. It's all kicking off at the training ground. We do train, by the way. Yeah. Just to let you know, we do train quite hard. The gaffer's had us working hard this week, actually. The boys are a bit knackered, but they'll be fine, fit, ready to go Saturday. I'm sure about that. And then next on the agenda is the cricket T20 World Cup.
Let me guess, you're backing Australia.
I am 100% backing Australia. I'd like to state on camera now. Are you going to have a bet with me?
No.
Australia versus England?
No.
No? I knew you would.
It's not 20. It's not 20. It's not proper cricket.
Not proper cricket. No.
Or pyjamas and no meal breaks.
Pyjamas and white balls. No. Well, obviously it's just kicked off. So Australia's just had a really good victory in South Africa to get us all warmed up. So. The devastating, well, the bizarre news is Australia's not even bowled a ball yet, and Scotland are out. Yeah. I couldn't believe that when I see that today. It's bizarre how it starts so early, and the teams don't come in till later. It's a little bit confusing, but obviously the World Cup coming up, so we another bit of banter flying around the changing room. So I've just got to hope and pray that Australia beat England, because if I don't, I'll never see the end of it. I've been in England for 11 just over 11 years, 11 and a half years. And we'd not lost an Ashes series in 24 years. I come to England, they lose the first. We've not won an Ashes series in England since I've been here. I'm a jinx or something. Yeah. So
I don't think most people would think you're a jinx. They think you're a very lucky child.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the problem. I keep thinking I'm trying to go back to Australia, but no one wants me to go back. They keep leaving me here, especially when the Ashes come around. I think I'm doing the Aussies, doing the English a favour. So no, but anyways, I'm hoping the Aussies can do really well in the cricket, so I don't cop too much stick off the boys. I'm sure I will at some stage, but I'm just hoping that at some stage we get to play.
Is it any of them actually interested in cricket, or are they just interested in Aussie bashing?
Just Aussie bashing. Half of them don't really know. There's one or two that take a slight interest in it, but generally they're not that fussed. I'm quite keen. I really enjoy. Especially when I enjoy all sports that Australia are good at, so
and yet you still like cricket.
Yeah, steady on. They're all just worried about. They hope and pray that England can beat Australia. They're not that bothered, just so they can slaughter me. Really, that's about it. But I'll say.
If not the Aussies, then who will win it then? Your prediction? Or do you just think?
Well, we just beat South Africa in South Africa, so But usually the subcontinent teams are quite good. India, Pakistan, they're quite good. Sri Lanka, but I think India are top in the world rankings. So, and as much as I'd hate to say it, you can't discourage the Kiwis. They've got a couple of big hitters at the top of the order, so you can get down the order, you're not too bad. But no, I think the Aussies, India, they're good bet.
Not England?
No. Get Joe Root out, you're all right. And then to finish off the week, I'd just like to wish everyone a successful, more successful than anything, and a safe Cheltenham Festival. I've never experienced it. I've never been. So I'm really looking forward to the atmosphere around the town. I've heard it's, absolutely amazing and fantastic. So really looking forward to seeing what it's all about. Us as a club and players, we won't be going along. We feel that this is my sensible hat going on now. We feel that there's in the grand scheme of things, a day or two out at the races might not be the best thing. Especially with the manager coming out as the most important 3 weeks of the club's history. The last thing you want is 20 odd lads going off to the races because as calm and as well behaved as you try to be, 20 lads at a race course with gambling and other temptations about we've got a really sensible group, but it's a temptation, and it's something that we feel that's unnecessary at this time of the season. We've looked at the grand scheme of things, and the bigger picture is our focus is purely on the title race at the minute. So we feel, as a club, we're going to give it a miss this year. Most people just assume that Cheltenham go every single year, and from what I've heard, that they generally do. It's something we feel as a team we've sort of made the decision that we need to concentrate more on the league.
It was up to the players to decide as a group.
Generally, I think the manager said, look, if you want to go, then I'm happy for you to go, so long as it's sort of you go, when the race is open, and then when they closes, then you go home. He doesn't want us off till 3-4 in the morning out partying, which is understandable. And we thought as a group, there's no point really going along, and when we've got such an important couple of weeks coming up. So us players had a little meeting, sat around, and we all. There was nothing really discussed. We just said, do we really need to go? And they were like, no. Most of them were all in the same boat, that there's we don't really need. One or two might go on their own back and go and have a little flutter. It's not a problem, but as a group, as a team, we're going to give it a miss. Like I say, we feel there's more important things than going another day out the races. We feel. Training properly and preparing right for matches is going to be more important, so we'll do that. So that's our sort of players' stance on it.
You can have a flutter?
I might have. I'm not really that big of a bettor. I used to always love a coupon on a Saturday, but obviously since you can't bet on football anymore as players, I've sort of stopped really gambling. I used to, every now and then I'd have a flutter on the horses if I took my fancy, or every now and then, but I'm not really a big gambler. But I probably will. The big race, like the Grand National, Gold Cup, I generally do have a bet. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. And it's always nice if you win. Never do. I'm cursed like that. But I've got my pick. I wrote down my pick. Like I say, I'm not experienced. I don't have a clue. I'll probably, just close my eyes and put my hand on one. But my pick, and I've had a little look into it. I'm not just going blind into it, but I'm going to go for Don Poli. He's a 6-1 shot, which ain't too bad. From what I'm hearing, it's won twice at Cheltenham before, so knows the course well. Apparently, horses at Cheltenham, if they're stayers, they generally do well. He's a good stayer, apparently. The ones that aren't generally don't win at Cheltenham. So I'm hearing good things about Don Poli. So star pick, Downs is picking Don Poli 6-1 of the Gold Cup. If anyone wins, 10% I'll take.
Excellent.